Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I do that with my mirror in the bathroom.
Hold on. It's a stop sign.
I do that with my mirror in the bathroom.
I didn't memorize the formula at all.
Brand new
I don't
mirror.
know how to make hydrogen.
So I gotta take the plastic wrap off
You
of
make
it.
the graph.
And don't put your fingerprints on it.
I know.
Whoa.
Don't touch.
Whoa. Satisfying.
Clip it.
So,
Clip it.
do you guys remember like looking and it changes
What is that?
the shape?
Why was that so funny? What does that mean?
Okay.
It's a pentagon.
It's like a house to me.
I was gonna say.
All right, guys. I wonder if this will work. Yeah, it's fine.
Well,
All right, if we place this, it is on lined paper. It said it was supposed to be on lined, but this has a sticky note on it, so it'll keep my paper in place without moving it. So what happens so if I look at the angle that's right here on the mirror, if this angle gets larger, so meaning I widen the mirror, what happens to the number of shapes or number of sides that you see?
It goes less.
It's less. So there you go. There's your first answer.
Private.
On that first question, what happens when the angle gets larger? You get less sides, or the sides get smaller. So then what would happen if that angle gets smaller? You get more sides. Okay? So you get this cool little look. What's the smallest number of sides the shape can have?
2.
3.
I didn't.
Yeah, there you go. That's so, because what shape do you get then when it has 3 sides?
Try.
A triangle.
Technically.
What's the largest number of sides it can have?
Like 6.
Infinite.
Infinite.
We can't count that.
Yeah, what's the number
Infinite.
you can't count to?
I'm pretty sure you
Infinity.
can push it a bit closer.
Okay. Yes, I could. I could make this closer and closer. It's just the mirror can't see.
There we go.
Yeah, and you can't really see in there.
Did you know?
I can
Get
see.
it.
Okay.
So what do we say?
Infinite. Infinite. Yeah.
And
many.
do the
I'm
little
gonna-
infinity symbol.
I'm gonna do-
Symbol.
Here's the question.
Signal?
What's a shape with an infinite number of
Back of the
sides?
first page.
A circle.
Technically, a circle. A circle is technically a shape with an infinite number of sides.
I can't do the infinity
Did you
sign.
know?
How could we set the mirror to form a hexagon? We talked about hexagons at the beginning of the hour.
Yeah, we did.
How many sides does a hexagon have?
14.
6.
6.
Is it true that
Octagon is
mirrors are
8.
green?
So, do I have a hexagon right now?
Kind of. Yeah.
Are those 6?
2.
That's a pentagon.
This is a
5.
pentagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 sides is a pentagon. So do I need to make this wider or narrower?
Narrower.
Narrower to get more sides. So I think
2, 4, 6. That's it.
there we go. We've got a hexagon.
How do you explain that?
So how do we explain that? Well, let's see. I think I have this.
If you start from
So-
3, you have to make it
Yeah, you
small.
kind of have to. What angle? We want to try and think of what angle we're dealing with here. So this is kind of an introduction to this topic.
Cute.
This idea
Have 2.
of angles.
It's not an obtuse.
So yeah, is it acute or obtuse?
That is
Just as a basic idea, boys.
You know, I got a rope at home.
Guys, you're being rude and disrespectful.
Sorry.
Thank you. So since we don't have a big concept yet for what the angle numbers mean, or you might, but we haven't talked about it yet, would this angle be considered acute or obtuse?
acute.
It's an acute. So set it as an acute angle. We can see here, what kind of triangle does this look like that's being formed in here to make this hexagon?
Equilateral.
It looks like an equilateral triangle. So maybe set it at an acute angle to make an equilateral triangle. Because when I did that pentagon, so let me just show you, when I did the pentagon, that's not so much, it kind of looks like it's still, but it's not so much an equilateral triangle. It's more of an isosceles triangle. And in fact, if I was to make this even fewer sides, look, there's a square. We can see that one's definitely not equilateral anymore. It's more isosceles.
So
Okay.
do you want us to put equilateral?
I would put equilateral. Add that little note in there. Okay. So then for this course, we're going to be using our angles, thinking about it, about the rotation that's occurring as you look at that shape. Okay, so if we were to rotate fully around the central point of a shape,
360.
you get 360 degrees, and we create our circle. So in here, our angles will not be larger than 360 degrees. Other angles you might be familiar with, if it forms an L, it's a 90-degree angle, also known as a right angle. Okay? So what if two mirrors, if the two mirrors, if I open them, they formed a straight line? What kind of angle, what measurement would it have to be?
180?
Exactly, right? Because it'd be an L on one side and an L on the other side. So we'd have 90 here and 90 over
180.
there. So it'd have to be 180 degrees. It says draw the angle and label its degree. What's a straight angle going to look like? Straight line. So if we labeled its degree, we would kind of like make an arc through the middle so that we know we're talking about the angle measure. And I would just put a 180 there. How is 180 degrees related to a circular angle?
It's half.
It's half. Good. So real quick, these are nice short questions that we're asking. So how about, could we estimate some of these angle sizes, just kind of using our comparing to that 90? We know this one's 90. So if I compare that, or if I was to kind of think, if that's 90, about how much do you think this one is? Is it half of 90, or do you think it's a little higher or lower?
I agree with 45.
45.
45, that looks down?
I think 40.
40, 50?
Wanted to disagree.
Okay, it's an
40,
estimation.
45, 45.
Okay, so it's an estimation, guys. So is there really a wrong answer? I mean, would you say it's 80?
I say 45
Yeah.
because in cheer, that's what they say.
No.
They're
Okay.
all.
So these are estimations. So anytime I tell you to estimate a size, is there really a wrong answer?
Would
No.
you say it's over
Just
90 degrees?
as long as you're near, you're in that ballpark range. So 45, 50, 55, any of those would be good.
We have to rate
Maybe
it?
even 60. Sure, pick one. Which one do you think it is? 45?
It's 48.
48?
It is 45.
40.
I think on the homework it's going to say to 10 degrees, so you're like in a 0. What about this one? Is this going to be more or less than 90? More than 90. So
I would
if I
say
think
good.
about here's a
Oh, yeah.
90,
120.
120,
Nah, that's like
110,
100.
120,
That's
somewhere there?
like, that's like 119.
119. Okay, we'll go with
Let's go.
119.
122.
122, sure. How about the last one?
Oh, 5.
Here's a 90,
20.
right? Half of 90 would be like here. So we kind of look like we're half of a half, don't we? So it's half of 45. So 20. 20 is a good measurement. 22,
26.
25.
Maybe 19.
Okay, it's just an estimation.
That's cold.
So being able to recognize around what we think those numbers should be.
Did I say you can breathe?
Okay, so now we're going to try and create a specific shape using that mirror. So have you guys, not that you're really going to need them, because really when we have you measure on homework, we'll have you just do estimations. Have you guys ever used a protractor before?
Yes.
Yes?
No, I lied.
Yes or no? Okay, so I'm going to use a protractor. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create
Never been called
a triangle, an equilateral triangle, using the hinged mirror. And then think about this as relation to, oops, I want to go bigger because I want it to be fewer sides. And I've just got to try and get this
I have never seen that shit.
lined up. Yeah, that's not the right shape, is it?
It's a crap.
I think
It's not a triangle.
There
I
we
think
go.
so.
Does that look?
It looks alright.
Oops, almost.
it's
hard to do that.
Right there.
Oh,
Good.
there.
Perfect.
Does it look good? Equilateral?
Kind of.
Yes.
No.
Kinda?
barely.
not
Once that's
really,
longer
It
than
looks
the other.
perfect. It's part. Don't mess with it.
No, not.
Oh, no, it's not.
in
Oh, there it is. Right there.
Now
Oh,
it's
no,
in
other
there.
way, other way, other way, other way.
I know, it's hard to do this in the mirror.
There.
The left side
There.
is too
Does that
long.
look good? Okay, so now what we're going to do,
Funny
we can
guy.
tell it's formed by an isosceles triangle. So I made an equilateral triangle out of an isosceles triangle. So I need to measure now
Oh, okay.
approximately how big, using the larger number, how big do you think that angle is, approximately?
120.
I see
I
that?
can't see it.
It's like
I
90.
see that.
It says 120.
There we go.
There
That's
you
so
go.
Is that better?
180.
Wait, does it say
You deserve
120?
120.
Oh,
How's that? Is that better?
What did actually
122.
put in on it?
122.
So right, 120.
Approximately 120. Now here's my question.
122.
We're just gonna round to a whole, you know,
I
an
didn't know
easy number.
118.
Look at them. What are they doing?
Think about this. If it goes all the way around in order to create that equilateral triangle, here's the big takeaway from this. If it goes all the way around to make that equilateral triangle, what was our full rotation?
360.
360. Does 120 go into 360?
Yes.
How many times?
3.
1, 2, 3.
3 times. How many sides did our triangle have?
3.
Bam.
Illuminati.
Okay.
Illuminati.
So, if we make a 90-degree angle, what shape would you expect to see? So if I set this
A square.
so that it's a
A what?
90-degree angle,
Where?
No.
should, in theory, if I
Yes.
can make this a 90, let's see if I can do this.
But that wouldn't be anything.
See if I can
It's
make
not
this.
gonna be a triangle.
What? Do you know what number Miss Panthergraw's room is?
It's not gonna be a
If you
triangle.
look at
Oh,
your schedule,
do
it
this.
should show you.
What shape did we get?
What's
A
square?
square.
A
Why?
One on the right.
Why do we get a square?
Because it's 120.
Because the angle was 90, right? Does 90 go into 360 degrees?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we actually had a square, but I'm going to show you, so here's where our 90-degree angle was. So, and then these were the reflections. We're kind of seeing that square cut across its lines of reflection.
Do we have homework today?
We do. Give me 1 second. What angle? So using that last little bit, what's that angle going to be?
Oh,
Actually, so the first question, what's the sum of all 5 angles going to be? All the way around.
127.
360.
360. Good. So then, what would one angle have to be?
We share.
Um,
Divide by 3. I know.
360 divided by 5.
You know, we think
Anybody know that number?
No, I got it all of them. But I use
360 divided by 5? 72.
RTGs.
72.
I know.
So then, last thing, if it was 40 degrees, how many sides should we have?
can you stop?
So if it's 40 degrees, last one, how many sides should the shape have? Does 40 go into 360?
Yes.
How many times?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
8.
So it's 9-sided or a nonagon would be the name.
Oh my God.
Nonagon.
Don't get up. It's right on our desks.
I don't have a class after this, so I'll do it. Okay. The other thing I want to give you guys, since I do not have you in person on tomorrow, I'm going to give you guys the notes that we're going to do. They're really quick. They're not even a back. They're not stapled. They're nothing. So I'm going to give you the notes and the worksheet for tomorrow and Friday, so that you have hard copies, so when you're following along at home and their class is not being distracting, then you're able to follow along and write down the information. So you'll have the notes and the homework for the next couple of days as well.
Hey.
I can't believe we have another class after this.
Same.
Like, it's time to go home.
No.
I actually took like 8.
I wish there was like 4 more classes after this.
Four?
She stayed till 8.
So this is,
first hour.
What happened to
okay, so then this is the
You got
notes.
a
I
second.
got molested by a dog.
The school day has not
Seen
even
the dog in like a
started.
year and it's like,
You got attacked.
no, I actually was just cutting a thing and showing
Notes.
it.
Everybody thinks that I do that. I'm email.
Let me see
I would
wrist
rather
wrist
die.
check.
Mine's in
All right. Notes. Homework. So I kind of separated them.
Two R,
Almost exposed myself.
R, and then M, is that what you said?
4 days.
Sorry.
Right,
I
notes.
don't know, you said it.
No, I said mine, and then I said I'm at.
Yeah.
Boy, you know.
Tomorrow, we're gonna be doing 1 point homework. So
Tomorrow.
there's the notes, and there's
Stop
the
being
homework
so
for the next.
in a-
Stop being so mean.
Friday.
Calculator, fella?
Hey guys, what does it say on the board for Friday?
It says B14 quiz.
No, that's algebra 2-1. We're geometry in the middle.
On Friday, it says one point.
There is a
One
quiz
trans-
on Friday. It is over.
Quiz already?
I'm not transgender.
It is over your basic operations. Okay, adding, subtracting. Did I give you this yet? That's all yours. Everything
Hi,
I
biology.
need. Yep, keep that.
Hi, biology.
These are your notes. This is your homework. Okay. Sorry, I gotta do them one at a time. So you tell me.
Aaron Lewis.
I
And then
know.
Brian Clark. Which Brian Clark?
The big chunk, hey guys,
Yeah.
the big chunk of the quiz is going to be over your algebra, solving equations, order of operations, over your tables.
Wait, is this all mine?
Yep.
No, that's not all yours. Didn't we have to pass it down?
No.
Oh,
Yours is
Lord.
19,345 million pages.
That is mine.
So these are your notes and
What?
your homework. So there's notes. and
I
there's
should need some
homework.
nanocarbon alloy. I actually need the note. Will?
Yeah, so then that's just tomorrow.
Guess what?
Tomorrow, everybody's remote. So this way you have a hard copy.
That was in a row.
Yes, it was.
So what do you need? You need notes.
I didn't, yeah.
Wait, then what about this one?
Did you finish that one?
Okay.
You were doing one of them on Cami, so I didn't know which one you were
I
doing.
did not.
I know, I was
That's
kidding.
the one you were doing on Cami. Oh, that's the one I still say assignment.
Hey, Brandon,
They asked for that
Brandon,
one
do the WAP on me.
and that one.
I got it.
Neither.
You guys see
Will literally got TikTok just
That's
as
what I just need. Today's notes.
You guys see Willie
Tomorrow's notes.
Yeah. I love that guy.
Dude,
Getting some stuff in
that's
advance.
the,
So there's 2 assignments due on Friday.
We're meant to see-
You can either turn it in on Cami.
So
whoa.
how does it
Yeah.
work?
You guys can go. Next class.
Can I click one of these?
Okay.
No.
Miss Kane?
What?
Can I click one of these?
Not right this second,
No,
please.
stop, no,
Because I've got it recording still.
Oh, okay.
Which did you need? So you know
Touch
what?
the mic, touch the mic, touch the mic.
Row.
Alright. Touch the mic.
All right.